The priest was reading marriage vows while the bride and groom were standing silently. There was no happiness on either of their faces at all. One glanced at the groom from the corner of her eye to see if he felt any emotion during the wedding, but she was saddened when she saw his expressionless face and slight irritation. Suddenly he glanced back at her, sensing her gaze on him, and realized that she was looking at him. She flinched at his sudden glance back and immediately shifted her gaze away from him, looking somewhere else, but he reluctantly maintained his gaze on her without breaking it. "Why do you want to marry me?" "That's an unexpected question. Are you a problem for something?" "We have never met each other before, and I am wondering how a stranger girl can be ready to marry a stranger without knowing anything about him." "Actually, tell me shortly. I don't like to waste my time," he said coldly, which made her feel hurt, and she sighed. "I needed money, and your mom helped me. In return, she wants me to marry her son." He already thought he might need to hear this kind of thing, especially since he had a bad opinion of all girls for it. "Listen, there is something important you should know, something that matters for you." She narrowed her eyes at him confusedly. "I don't want to get married, but because of my mom's pressure, I need to marry someone else, just to make her happy. She has never asked me for anything until now, except for this wish." Feeling 1,000 narrow stabs in her heart upon hearing this, she realized that nothing in her life would change even after marriage. "So do you still agree to this marriage even now?" She couldn't answer him, but after a long silence, she nodded. They nodded back at her in disbelief, wondering how she could still want to marry him. "See you at the wedding then." Saying this without any emotion, he turned and walked away, thinking to himself, how could she be ready to marry him even after he said so much rudely? "I pronounce you both husband and wife." With a gentle smile, the priest continued, "You may now exchange rings as a symbol of your commitment and love." Day held her hand gently with his long fingers, sending a chill down her spine. As it was the first time he had touched her in this way, he reluctantly slid the ring onto Wine's finger, his expression revealing his feelings to her. Wine, on the other hand, was visibly moved. Her whole face filled up with unnamed emotion as she slowly placed the ring on Tay's finger. Despite their different emotions, the exchange of rings signified their shared commitment in unique ways. "Tay, you may now kiss the bride." Tay and Wine looked at each other in silence. He leaned towards her, noticing her nervousness grip on her wedding gown. He gently took her hand and brought it towards his mouth, kissing the back of her palm. After the kiss, everyone echoed their cheers and congratulated the newlyweds. Guests came one by one, offering personal congratulations as the couple slowly moved around the venue. Time skipped. "Wine, what are you doing here?" she asked, confused why Wine was sitting there alone, especially on their first night together. Wine looked at her with nervous concern, not understanding what she does in room, since Tay doesn't seem to like her. "I just came here to get some fresh air, Mom." "First you go to the room. Your husband must be waiting for you, and you both had to complete the ritual." She said it shyly, gesturing for Wine to go upstairs to Tay's room. Wine felt tense, but nodded in response, making her way to the room. When she opened the door, she saw him working on the laptop while sitting in the middle of the bed, his back leaning against the headboard. She felt nervous but closed her eyes, trying to appear calm as she stepped into the room. Just then, Tay raised his eyes and noticed her approaching. He immediately started working, moving his fingers away from the laptop. "Where are you coming?" "To you. I don't like sleep with you," Just don't sleep with me." When he said that, her eyes filled with sadness. She blinked twice, trying to hide her sadness from him. "I also don't like this, but I need to sleep. Your mom sent me here, saying it's our first night and we need to complete the rituals. Now what should I do?" "Then sleep on the sofa. Mom can't see us together in the room, can she?" "Yeah." He then threw the pillow at her, shifted his gaze away from her towards the laptop screen with a poker face and furrowed eyebrows. She glanced at him for a few seconds before making her way to the sofa, lying on down with her back facing him. "He's something else. I thought he would use me for just his rituals, that he would hurt me without caring about my will. I was scared, nervous only because of this reason. But when he said he wouldn't sleep with me, it made me sad, but also happy." I glanced back at her, furrowing my face while walking. How could she think I would sleep with a girl who is a gold digger? Absolutely, I can't touch any girl whom I have no feelings for. I can't change my character for any reasons. Days are passing. Tea and wine are sleeping separately. Wine also doesn't feel bad. She is grateful that he isn't forcing her to do any work. There is nothing that he could abuse her with. He is just ignore her, even though sometimes she goes out and he isn't even suspicious of her when she comes home in the evenings. She always goes to see her mom, spends time there, as his mom also agreed to that. Ray was talking on the phone about their project with one of his clients busily. He noticed his mom coming towards him, but he didn't mind her while on the car. However, she said they were waiting for him to hang up the call, and then he understood that his mom was waiting for him, so he hung up the call saying he would call back later. "Do you want to talk to me, Mom?" "Yes, Ray, but you have been busy ever since you got married. It's been 1 week already." "I'm sorry, Mom. I haven't been able to spend time with you. Now tell me, I will listen." "How is your relationship going with your wife?" At her question, Tay's face darkened. He couldn't answer her, doubting why she was asking. Did she find out what's going on or what? I'll ask your wife then." "Wine?" She called Wine loudly with a calm tone. Wine also responded from inside the home, and within seconds she came to the rooftop, seeing her husband Jay and her mother-in-law sitting there. He wasn't looking at her as his eyes were avoiding her. "How is your relationship going with your husband? Why are you suddenly asking this, Mom?" she asked with hesitation. "Shouldn't I ask? It's already been 1 week since you both got married." No, Mom. "Then tell me, how is it and how are you both together?" Paused for a second but decided to make her happy. "There is a great husband, Mom. It's only been 1 week, but makes me feel like it was just yesterday. He is giving me as much as freedom as I want. He hasn't raised his voice at me once, and he treats me well. I'm grateful to have him as my husband." She was cut off mid-sentence when Tay shook her with his amazing eyes in surprise at her lies. "Oh, thank God. This is what I wanted to hear from you," she said happily, getting up. "You both should always be together at any time. And Tay?" "Yes, Mom. Take her shopping." "But what about the office? I can't take her." "Tomorrow is your weekend." "But Mom, you are taking her out." End of discussion. She glanced at him and then left. He glanced at Wine, finding that she was already looking at him nervously, pressing her lips together. "Tomorrow evening, sharp at 4 p.m. Be ready. I hate delays or excuses." He left with a serious look before she could utter a word. Time skip tomorrow evening. "Take this." He hands her a wad of cash, suddenly taking it from his pocket, causing her to freeze. "Spend it and buy whatever you want. You can also use my card. I'll be back shortly." "Hold on a minute." Before she can finish her sentence, he is already gone, leaving her standing there speechless. After a while, When Tay comes back, he is shocked to see her still in the same spot, holding the wad of cash in one hand and a few books in other. Confusion clouds his expression. "Here you cash." She hands it back to him, smiling slightly. "Why didn't you even spend 10% of the cash?" "I did spend some cash. Look, I bought this." She shows him the books and magazines, but he still looks at her strangely. "You could have spent all the cash. Why didn't you?" "I didn't want to spend your cash, and I also don't like wasting money at all. But since we are husband and wife, you gave me permission to use the cash. I bought this for my mom to help pass the time during her recovery." "Recovery? What is she even talking about? What are you thinking?" "Nothing. Do you want to go anywhere else?" "Are you for real?" "I asked because if we go back home early, Mom would think I didn't take you shopping." "Oh, then can you take me to an ice cream parlor?" "Let's go." He takes the car keys from his pocket, making his way out of the mall. This tastes good. He is sitting in a chair with a crossed legs, scrolling through his phone, paying no attention to her eating. Suddenly, an unknown guy calls out to Tay. "Tay, is that you?" He was coming towards the table where they both sitting. Jin was surprised to see Wayne there as well. Tay rolled his eyes as if he had seen a troublemaker. Jin pulled up a chair and sat next to Tay. "So this is why you didn't even see my messages?" "Jin, you know well I don't like chatting with others. But I'm your friend, you fool." He talked back with a slightly mocking tone. Wayne was surprised when Jin called Tay a fool. "Jin, are you here? Also, are you arguing with me? Let me complete my weekend peacefully, man." Jin gave a side eye and looked at Wayne with a smile. "Hi Wayne, this is Jin, Tay's best friend." "Nice to meet you, Mr. Jin." "Call me Jin. Jin is enough. No need for formalities with me. I'm not like this cool Tay who is always following rules like an old man," he said, shrugging his shoulders, but Tay easily got annoyed. "Do I look like an old man to you?" Wayne widened her eyes at Tay in little shock, but Jin jokingly slapped Tay's shoulder. Seriously, Jin wasn't minding Tay's anger. He was just being friendly with them. Otherwise, what, Tay? I think it's your first time coming out with your wife. So why are you on your phone instead of enjoying some ice cream with her romantically? I just don't like these nonsensical things. He's getting irritated and gets up to leave, but why not get up? "First, finish your ice cream and meet me in the parking area. I'm leaving." He left and Jin held her hand. She was slightly scared, but he made her sit back. "Even though you know he is cold and angry person, why are you making jokes?" "Because I try my best to make him smile a bit." "I don't understand. But don't you get angry when your friend shows his angry side?" "No, because he isn't that kind of person to hurt others with his anger." "May I know why your friend is like this?" "Sometimes it's better not to pry into the past, but I need to know, because in my heart I always believe that there is another side to him, but he covers it with his cool nature." You are right. It's because of his past love with his ex-girlfriend." "Ex-girlfriend?" Tay's ex-girlfriend name is Meera. They both used to love each other deeply. She was his first love. Since he fell in love, he put all his works aside and gave priority to his girlfriend. But one day, she asked him nervously. He saw Meera making out with someone in her home when he was about to surprise her. That day his whole life changed. He broke up with her, clearly hurt by her cheating. She didn't accept it, asked him for one more chance. She loves for his money and can't find another rich person like him. But he left her, warned her to not meet him again. Since then, he used to cry in his room for being cheated by his ex-girlfriend. He stopped coming to the office, and he even lost his happiness during their hard time. But when his mom came from abroad, she helped him change again. Although not completely, there is still anger in him. He has turned into a cold person. One's eyes filled with sadness for day, her face slightly showing concern and sympathy for him. I don't know how his mom convinced him to get married, but you look good and have a kind manner. I hope he will be with you like before and that he gets back his happiness through you. He is not that easy of a man, I think. Why do you think about him, huh? Just wait and see. He will come back here for us again after his anger melts. He shows his anger, but he can't leave someone he likes. Can he come back for sure? She stopped when she saw Tay coming, just as Jean had said. Jean noticed Tay's arrival and smiled. Didn't I say it? Whispered to one, and then went to Tay. They both started talking as if nothing had happened before. One couldn't estimate how to understand Tay. When Tay entered the bedroom, he was about to get onto the bed to sleep, but noticed the sofa was empty. Where is she? It's 11 p.m. now. He made his way out of the room, searching for her to see why she wasn't sleeping at. As he was looking for her, finally he saw her sitting there. It looked like she was just lost in her thoughts. After seeing her here, he didn't leave for the bedroom. He just stood there, still observing for a while. For some reason, he made his way to her and sat next to her directly. But she didn't even notice him until he cleared his thought, making her look at him. When did you arrive? Why are you sitting here, alone in the cold? He asked, brushing off her question. I miss my mom. You visit her every day, don't you? Then why miss her? If you are still missing her, ask her to come here. How can she come alone? She is a patient. Patient? Confused, as he still didn't know about Ryan's mom's details. She didn't answer him as she was feeling sad. I suspected something during the wedding since your mom didn't show up. Why didn't you tell me about something like this? You said before our marriage that I shouldn't waste your time and tell you the reason why I needed to marry you. Without listening to my story, I couldn't. Now tell me. I listened then. He surprised her by taking the time to listen what she had to tell. When I was 10 years old, my father left my mom for another woman. Since then, my mom struggled to feed me, earning money. And I also started earning money through part-time job during my studies to help my mom. One day, my mom almost had a heart attack and the doctor told us she needed heart surgery. However, we didn't have enough money for the expensive hospital bills and medicines and the surgery. That's when your mom came to us like an angel helping us. She even stayed with me during the surgery. When we asked her how we could repay her, she said it's okay. But my mom asked her again in the ICU. And your mom said it would be okay if I married her son. So that's how I ended up marrying you. Why she said, I would like one, even not before marriage, I like her after marriage. Anyway, wine is kind too. I hated all girls thinking they might. Then why didn't this girl hate all boys thinking they would be like her father? Shit. I should have listened to her at the time. I might have hurt her with my cold behavior. But if I had known her character is cold, then I could have treated her another way. May I ask you one more thing? She was slightly wondering. This is the first time he was asking permission. She hummed. Did you get hurt when I used to see you not closely, but made distance between us and never showed love? Maybe not, because I thought you would treat me in worst way when you said you don't like marriage. But after marriage on the first night, I was scared you would hurt me in the name of ritual just because you had no feelings for me. So you don't care about me. But when you said to sleep on the sofa, I felt sad but got happier. Why happy? Since I started growing up, I I have only experienced inappropriate touching by men. But you are different from them. You could have taken advantage of me. But you didn't. Your nature always made me feel safe, so I was happy. He felt relieved by her explanation. Anyway, I'm sorry. I thought you were a gold digger, that you would use my money and use me like my ex. But when you didn't spend my money for yourself only, I was surprised. Now, after listening, I realized that I made a mistake by not listening to you before. I never thought you would talk to me nicely too, she said with a slightly different tone, making him feel like she was already liking him. Do you like me? Why wouldn't I? She cut off her sentence when he was surprised by how direct his question was. They sat in silence for almost 2 minutes before he spoke. I also never thought I would marry such a cute girl like you. When he said it, she widened her eyes and even her cheeks turned red. What did you say? I mean nothing. He stuttered. Trying to correct himself, he got up, acting like nothing happened. It's cold here, come to the bedroom to sleep, he said quickly, then left in a blink of an eye. She was smiling shyly, feeling very happy now. Dave was about to lie down on the bed when he saw she was coming into the room. When she saw making her way to lay on the sofa, he called her name strangely. One? Did he call me by my name? Yes. Sleep on the bed with me. It's okay, I'm comfortable on the sofa. Don't you want to listen my words then? I mean no. Then come sleep here next to me. She bit her lower lip with an unknown emotion, nodded to him without making eye contact, and eased her way to the bed. She lay down on the edge of the bed, closing her eyes. However, she flinched when his strong arms wrapped on her waist from behind, pulling her suddenly into the middle of the bed. He unknowingly made her poor heart pound so fast with his touch. Sleep freely, wine. Good night. He didn't remove his hand from her waist, but moved closer to her, warming both of their bodies. He fell asleep, hugging her. Oh my God, what is this? Why is my heart pounding so fast? What happened to him? I was wondering, full of surprises. But I realized something. He distanced himself from me, just thinking I was like his ex. Since that night, their behavior started changing from ignoring each other to caring for one another. They and Wine developed their bonding a little bit more than before, making it stronger. His mom is also feeling very happy seeing them both together always. Wine feels so happy when she sees Dave being nice to her, leaving behind his cold behavior. He is trying his best to make her happy always, being a good husband, although not physically intimate with her. Mom, I would like to come there, but what should I do? Your son-in-law doesn't eat his meals on time until his mom or I remind him to eat. It's okay, Wine. First, take care of your stubborn husband. In a way, Dave's mom already came here to take me home today. I'm waiting for you both. Come back soon, please. After the doctor gives me medicines and checks me, we will leave as soon as possible, okay? I'm hanging up the call. Sure. She was going back to the bedroom when she noticed a stranger girl coming in, as if she used to come there before. I'm Mira. Is Dave here, or is he at the office? Mira? Seems like you already know me. Why wouldn't I know you? I'm Dave's wife. Why are you laughing nonsensically now? Just imagine your future. What do you mean by imagining? Dave would never love you. I guess he still loves me. I believe I'm his first love. Nonsense, he has changed. He loves only me now. Oh, did he confess his love to you? Wine shook her head sadly, feeling bad already. Did he kiss you even once then? Wine shook her head again, controlling her emotions, not wanting to show how badly she is feeling now. You have been married for a long time, but still nothing has happened between you both. At least he didn't even kiss you. And you are here still believing he loves you? Forgetting about me, huh? She mocked Wine. Wine wanted to join in. but she didn't understand what to say to defend herself. Day. One looked over her shoulder, saw Day coming. Her eyes didn't leave him until he stood between them and just made her. Why did you come? I came for you, Day. Let's go back together. I know you haven't moved on from me and can't accept your married life with him. Shut up. He raised his hand but didn't slap her. Instead, he glanced at Wine. Wine, please go to the room for a moment. She didn't disobey him. She quickly left after that, leaving Meera saying something to manipulate Jay. Jay, I know you are still angry with me, but accept it. You still have love for me too. So marry me. I'll be a good, better wife too. Leave that. Slapped her very hard. Watch your words before you speak about my wife. I should have slapped you before, but I don't want my wife to be scared of my anger. That's why I didn't slap you. Who told you I still love you? My love was already dead because of your reality. Now get lost or I'll kick you out of my home. She was scared and left quickly. Wine is crying silently, sitting on edge of the bed and wiping her tears. Didn't they really love me? Or didn't he even like me at all? Jay entered the room, saw her talking to herself while sobbing, then closed the door to make her notice him. He went to her and sat next to her. Why are you crying, Wine? Do you believe her when she says I love her? No, but I was crying because I wanna know if you love me or not. He didn't answer her, realizing that she didn't suspect he still loved his ex, but rather she was concerned about whether he loved her, especially because he hadn't made any next moves towards her, even though they both wife and husband. Jay, I love you so much. Do you love me?